What up, sluts? This is Taylor, and today I'm going to be giving you a crash course on how to make people feel just a little bit uncomfortable. Essentially, the backstory to this video is I never thought I would do something this ridiculous, but I was sitting at work, incredibly bored. I had already finished everything I had to do for the day, and so I was sitting there, and I had like another hour to kill, and so I just started making a list of things that I thought would be funny to try in a social situation to someone that you just met, and I've tried a couple of them, have gone exactly as I planned, which is like a good and a bad, because it was phenomenally awkward and really uncomfortable, but I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at holding a straight face and being good in awkward situations. So, first and foremost, how to make people uncomfortable. Now, the first one that has worked really well, and I've tried this in public. I was talking to someone in line at what was it, Jack in the Box or Wendy's? It must have been Jack in the Box. Pretty sure they closed down all the Wendy's here in St. Louis a while ago. Waiting in line at Jack in the Box, and this guy starts talking to me, just out of nowhere, just starts talking, and so I figure, hey, this will be a great chance for me to test out my new theory of making someone uncomfortable. So, as I was standing there looking at him, we were about the same height, and instead of looking him in the eyes and talking to him, I just stared directly at his left ear and continued to talk to him as though that was completely normal. We kept talking for about 30, 45 seconds until eventually he turned around and looked over his left side to see what was going on, because I was looking at his ear, and he just turned back around. He must have assumed that I had some sort of problem with my eye and that it was a lazy eye, because I did a great job of keeping a straight face and being like, oh yeah, I work right down the road, staring right at his ear, and it's a close enough distance from between the eye and the ear that they don't really know what you're looking at. It doesn't look like you're looking over their shoulder, but at the same time, you obviously are not looking in their eyes. And so this dude just kind of got a little bit weirded out, looked over his shoulder, must have assumed that I had some sort of eye problem, and then just kind of excused himself as soon as he got his food and left. Didn't say anything else to me. So that was a success. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. The next one I tried at Breadco the next morning when I was getting breakfast, and what I did with this is I was fortunate once again that someone initiated the conversation with me. This time it was a middle-aged woman, commented on my shirt or something, like, my son has a shirt like that, or like some bullshit like that nobody cares enough to talk about, but I was like, oh, this is great. I'm going to start breathing really heavily, and I'm only going to inhale with my mouth, and I'm going to exhale with my nose rather loudly. I wish I would have had a Whistler booger at the time, because that would have been fantastic. Just the cream on the top of the cake, but I didn't have one, unfortunately. I have to work on that next time. Maybe I can put a little a Pez up there or something, fabricate that whistling sound. So I just did that for a little while with her. She started looking at me really weird because I was breathing very, very overtly, like you could tell, like it was a And once again, this is one of those things where clearly, if you don't know someone and I met someone who was breathing like that, I would assume immediately just, medical problem. They must have some shit going on with their nose or their nasal cavity or their throat or mouth. I wouldn't know. I'm no freaking doctor, but I would assume some sort of medical problem. And so then she just kind of kept talking to me, being nice, really amicable, being very friendly with me, and I continued to talk to her intermittently between my just grotesquely long and just large breaths. There was no reason. I almost lost it laughing at one point because I was like, there's no fucking way that this woman believes that any human being standing in line at Breadco needs this much air in their system. I was sucking up the air like it was the last bit of gold in a pirate's booty chest, which is a very odd comparison because you don't suck up gold out of a booty chest. Probably could have gone a few ways with that. Regardless, continue with that conversation, and then I guess she really felt bad for me because she offered to buy me a pumpkin muffy, which is just the top of a muffin that is pumpkin flavored, and it's really good, but I rejected it because I felt bad and I didn't want a pity muffy because I was faking having breathing problems to make it a little bit more uncomfortable. But she handled it a lot better than the guy at the Jack in the Box the day before. And another one, here's another good one that I have not done yet. I thought it would be good, though, is if, you know how sometimes your belly button just gets that fierce itch? Well, usually you can kind of creep your finger up there, itch your belly button, but I figured a good thing to do is next time I'm in a conversation and my belly button itches, I just stick it right on top of the fabric and just kind of poke it down into my belly button. I don't scratch, I don't move, I just leave it there for 30 seconds, just kind of penetrate my own belly button a little bit, maybe a little bit of pulsation, a little bit of a circular movement, almost like you're touching that certain sensual part of the female body, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so I figured that would be a good thing to do. Just test it out. You play the field a bit. I don't want to, hem myself in with these maneuvers. So if you guys have a good one, be sure to leave it in the comments section. Another one that I have not tried yet, but I meant to try it going into that Jack in the Box that day, but I just didn't. And it's instead of standing normally, just stand and act completely normally, and you can like intermix this with the weird breathing or with the eye contact or ear contact rather, is you just keep your legs 100% together when you stand. And just, it's one of those things where when someone looks at you and you're standing like that, they don't immediately know what's wrong, but they know something's up, because nobody stands like that unless you're one of those guards standing outside of a palace in fucking Narnia across the pond over there. Like, nobody does that. And so if you just do that, I'm pretty sure people will just give you a weird glance, like, what's that guy doing? Preparing for like a posture-a-thon? You going for the straight back Olympics? Like, no, it's just silliness. Nobody stands like that. And I figured that'd be a good one to do. Another good one is if they make a joke, even if it's just like a mildly funny, like in passing joke, like the guy at Jack in the Box, if he had said like, oh, you don't know what you're gonna get, huh? I mean, it's all right up there. What are you thinking? Just like something like that, just a dumb joke. Instead of laughing, just clap, and not like a clap, like just a furious clap, just kind of like a. Just like that, and don't make any facial expression, nothing like that. Just applaud him for his joke. Don't laugh, no facial expression. Instead of laughing, just substitute laughs with claps. I'm sure they're going to love it. They're going to feel like a comedian on stage. Either that, or they're going to get supremely uncomfortable and then probably make another bad joke trying to play off the awkwardness, at which case you can resume clapping because they made another moderately humorous joke, which will just be exacerbated by the fact that they're going to continue to try to escape that awkward situation by using humor as a caveat, which you can continue to respond to with more claps. Going to go really well for you. Try that out. Another one that I have done before, I did this, I think it was with my college counselor once, actually. I went in and I blinked one eye at a time, which I went in thinking it would be really funny, and halfway through the meeting with my advisor, I was like, holy shit, this is really, really difficult. Like, and thankfully, it was just like a 5-minute walk-in meeting. I didn't actually schedule it, and so I was just talking to her for like 5 minutes, not even listening to what she was saying, because I was focused so much on blinking one eye at a time, which, it's one of those things where she gave me like a weird smirk, like she thought I was like winking at her, but then when I kept doing it, she like kind of averted eye contact and wouldn't look at me again, and became very kind of, you know, trying to get over this shit as fast as possible and just give me the sheet of paper and let me go as I waved goodbye with my left eye blinking and then my right eye blinking right after that, which, once again, very strange thing, makes people uncomfortable. They don't know why it makes them uncomfortable, it just does, and it's a good thing to try if you're really trying to, you know, develop this art like I am. And finally, here's one that I've tried before on strangers at parties, but only when I'm drunk enough and I have that liquid courage, is talk about an old movie, but talk about it like it just came out, and you really want to talk about it, and you're really, really into it. Like, a good one for this is, like, Braveheart. Just, like, bring up Braveheart just out of nowhere. Just, like right now, if I were at a party and I said, have you seen The Avengers? That would be topical. That would make sense. People would be like, yes, I have, or no, I haven't, and we could get a small little conversation out of that. But I'll just say, oh, have you seen Braveheart? Don't you love that part at the end where he just yells, freedom? And it's like, holy shit, man, that was so hardcore. I can't believe he did that. Mel Gibson acted the shit out of that movie. He did so well. I love the face paint and the battle choreography. And just go off on just a stupid tangent. Like, it doesn't have to make any sense, and they're just going to be looking at you, thinking in their head, like, what the hell is this guy thinking, talking to me about a movie that came out, like, 20 years ago, like it's new, like, and it's just going to be strange for them, and just keep going on about it and asking them questions and making them bring it up, and of course they're going to be like, I mean, yeah, I think I saw that movie when I was, like 9, you know, in 1998, and you'll be like, yeah, I know, right, totally great, and just like bring it up as though it's some new phenomenon that you need to address right then, because it's so pertinent. But those are a few of the things I've come up with. If you have a good suggestion, leave it in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video and it didn't completely seem like the ramblings of an insane person, then please leave a rating, and always remember that I love you.